We're keeping our focus on the Benue killings, and from joining us from our Abuja studios, Abubakar Sodengi, a human rights activist and a former senator from Nasarawa State. I want to thank you so much indeed for coming on Sunrise Daily at this time. Let's begin with what the Benue State governor is saying. He says that Tungwa, Awe local government area of Nasarawa State, those killer herders are there. What do you think?
Thank you very much, Gimba, and viewers. I thank you for the honor to call me or invite me. And thank you for the first question, because I come from Nasarawa State. And my governor, Governor Tanko Umar and Makura, have debunked that assertion, unfortunately coming from a governor, Autumn himself yesterday, that the headmen that went to local government and killed policemen were being kept in Tunga. Tunga is in our local government. That is not true. It has been said by the governor himself, and I want to emphatically say it is not true. And I don't want to believe that in any part of Nasarawa State we are harboring militia, whether headmen or whatever. And that's number one. Number two, it is most unfortunate in the sense that just last week, the deputy governor, Silas Agara, was in our local government, where more than 15,000 refugees that came from Benue stay in our local government, being sheltered by us. More than 50 million items, including medical supplies, were provided to these people. And let me say it again, in Nasarawa State, that's why our governor is so excellent in his administration. He has tried to carry everybody on board. We have two people who are originally from Benue, but born and bred in Nasarawa State, and we don't take them as, do I say, strangers or whatever. Our governors, right from Governor Abdullahi Adamu to Ali Akwedoma to the present governor, have been appointing people who are originated from Benue but settled and born in Nasarawa State. That our local government they mentioned, and Kiana. And as I speak with you, in Kiana and in Awe, most of our primary schools are being catered by those refugees. For the governor to say that the headmen came from Nasarawa and went to Logo is most unfortunate. Because the same governor, he knows that our governor has been meeting with him either in Kadarko, which is a boundary, a town between Lafia and Makadi is the boundary. They have been meeting to harmonize security strategies. He has been going to Benue. The governor has been coming. How can he now come and say, without even second thought, that those people that came and killed police came from away and have been harbored? It is more unfortunate. And let me say quickly, I commiserate with the people of the Benue State for the loss of lives, and particularly I commiserate to the IG who has been ordered to relocate with the special force to fish out this miscreant. Nobody is pleased with what is happening in Benue or in any part of this country. Any peace-loving person, any person who loves his own life and loves and that you should be your brother keeper, you should not eliminate anybody's life. So
why do you think
it's the question of putting here together?
Why do you think? Why do you think, for instance, that Benue State seems to be the choice spot to be attacked, other than say Niger State or Nasarawa State or even Plateau State at this moment? Why do you think that Benue State seems to be the target of all the states in the Middle Belt?
Gimba, let me correct an impression. Let not this thing be seen as if it is a particular state that is being targeted. Even the Nasarawa State that we are now hosting some refugees which have not been appreciated, but rather we've been dumping as if we are now the one who are harboring miscreant. Even in our Nasarawa State, there has been skirmishes of clashes of between headmen and farmers, even in Nasarawa State. It is happening in Taraba right now. It is happening in some, even part of Niger, which you have mentioned, that I know. But one thing that I know, which we must not lose sight, Benue agreed is a fertile land, and that's why they call it a food basket of the nation. The farmers are there, and at the same time, we must admit that that is the truth, that there are Fulanis whose grandfather and their fathers were born there, and they have been staying peacefully with one another. That I know because I come from Nasarawa, and we used to be Benue Plateau before we were excised from Benue to be made Nasarawa and Plateau. I went to school with fine gentlemen, the TV people, the Idoma, the Igedes, and we were living harmoniously. Well, with the Fulanis too, going from one village to another. And what they do, why you're talking, let me go directly to the answer. While the farmers were doing their farming, the Fulani man will come during the dry season and settle in a particular place to produce manure. And at the dry season, after the rainy season, after the harvest, they go to these people. We want to use whether it's rice or corn. Then they take it to their cows peacefully. Not until of recent, when we now started experiencing this unfortunate happening. Herdsmen clashes with farmers in Benue in particular, which is the talking point, and some other state. It is most unfortunate. What is expected, if I may say quickly, is for the security agency to be supported, the federal government also to be supported by the governors. Like the governor, I'm happy he said he has come and he has met Mr. President. How do we put our heads together? How do we meet these challenges? And before asking me, the best thing is that, yes, the law is made. When the law is made, the State Assembly of Benue State have absolute right to enact a law which they have enacted. They call it anti-grazing land. It's a law. It must be implemented. It must be enforced. But if I were the governor and all those that have brought out this thing, I could have brought everybody on board. By that I mean, call public hearing during the enactment of the law. We hear the views of these Fulani that you know they have been staying with you people for a very long time. We want not only calling their leaders, no, during the public hearing, what is your view? Enact them. Number two, sir, which is very important, Gimba, if you agree that in Benue State and also in other states in North Central, there have been Fulanis, and you say you want to make anti-graze, fine, good, but provide a place where they will go and stay. And when you provide that, allocate it, take a census, take a statistic. Fulani, ABC there with this social head, we are giving you this portion. If you stay here, we provide maybe water, whatever, and you don't go outside and cause a menace